Hello guys. Yesterday we have started new topic that is networking and communications. So in that we have covered what is the basic things about communication. So we seen the communication between person to person, communication in between computer to other linked devices like PLCs or machines, and how the data exchange takes place in that. Again, we have seen different components of data communication like sender, receiver, message medium, and protocols or the rules to send this information or exchange the data. Also, we have seen what is meant by network. Again, network is what interconnections of computers which will be used for exchange of data. So simple data communication system in a mechatronic system we have seen again. So it contains one flow chart. In that we have seen data structure, data source, transmission lines, receiver, data destination, etc., and the function of all these. And last bit yesterday we have seen terminology and definitions of uh, different elements in the terminology like interface, bit, byte, character, like that. So it was about the yesterday's lecture. Now today we are going to see a very important point from this topic for the data communication and networking is a serial and parallel communication. Yesterday we have seen a communication between person to person, communication between machine to machine or computer to machine, how it is happening and all that. So how that data is transferring or exchanging between these elements, that we are going to see whether it is a serial communication or a parallel communication, that we have to see. Again, some concerns or some points related with this serial communication and parallel communication, different day-to-day life examples of this bit also we are going to cover in this lecture. So communication, you have studied that a transfer of data from one station to the another station, and normally data streaming is a takes place or data transferring is a takes place. Yesterday we have discussed we can go with physical component just like wires, or non-physical component like waves. So here we are more concerning about a wirings. If we're talking about serial and parallel communication, then it is comes into the next stage, that is what the wiring. So here you can see this diagram, data transmission having two types. First is parallel communication and second one is serial communication. Again, that serial communication, it is divided into two types: asynchronous serial data transmission, synchronous serial data transmission. So in next slide we will go with the first type, that is what parallel data transmission. Now in parallel data transmission uh, is what it is having multiple parallel lines used to carry out simultaneous transmission of all the bits of a character. Now already I discussed from the PLC chapter, the data transfer takes place means what, this data is transferring in terms of bits, either 0 or 1, or we can say it is a combination of 0 and 1. So that is what the bits. If we combine 8 bits, then it become 1 byte or 1 word or 1 character. So we have seen up till now about this bit, byte and word or character elements. So for this transmission of bits we are using parallel lines. Now how these parallel lines or how this parallel structure helps in the parallel communication, that we will see. Data transmission is usually by parallel data paths. So the paths are used in this parallel communication is what, parallel lines or parallel paths. So in this, separate bus wire for each data bit and control signals. Now separate bus wire is required. Suppose we are talking for 8 bit data transfer. It means it will contain 8 locations of 1 and 0 combination, and if we want to pass this 8 bit from sender to receiver end, we require 8 paths, or we require 8 lines, and that lines must be in parallel structure. So that is what the separate bus wire is required. Bits are transmitted in the same time as it takes to transmit one data bit, because each bit is on parallel wire. Bits are transmitted in the same time. Now somebody may say that if we are following 8 lines and every line is carrying either 1 or 0 from sender to receiver, so the sender to receiver, or this flow of this 1 and 0 in between these 8 lines, it will happen at same time. Once you will release from the sender station, and at once it is going to reach at receiver station. So that is what the same time required for this 8 bit transmission. Typically the 8 wires are bundled in a cable with a connector at each end. Now this 8 parallel lines means what? We required 8 wires to transfer this 8 bit data. So that 8 wires, they are bundled in a cable, and both the side it is connected with the connector. So that is what a parallel communication. Now there are some so here we conclude this point is what? In parallel communication, for transfer a data, we require 8 parallel wires from sender to receiver station. If we are talking 8 bit data transfer, it may be 8 or 16 or 32 like that, but specifically we are talking about 8 bit. 8 wires required in parallel structure. So there are some advantages. In parallel transmission, data transfer speed is high. For this parallel communication, it is having a characteristics, it is having high speed for the data transfer. Another is what? Parallel transmission can increase the transfer speed by factor of n over serial transmission. If we compare with this parallel with serial transmission or communication, this parallel is having more lines, and it is having high speed data transfer capacity. If we talk about the disadvantages, parallel transmission requires wires just to transmit the data stream, hence it is more expensive. Obviously it requires more wires, more than one wire. That's why it is what? More expensive, it is most cost consuming. Another is what? Parallel transmission is used limited to short distances. This type of communication using for a shorter distances of data transfer, because once if you are using this for longer distance, you need to have 8 wires into that amount of distance, or that digit of distance. So it is what? It can become more expensive. So probably it uses for a shorter distances. So it was about a parallel communication. Now here you can see the diagram of parallel communication. At one end there is sender, at another there is a receiver. So the lines passing from sender to receiver is what? We require 8 lines. You can measure these lines. We require 8 lines to transfer 8 bits. You can see over here 0 1 1 0 0 0 1 0. So this is what combination of 8 bit. It may be changes, it may be have a different kind of pattern in terms of 1 and 0. So every bit takes one wire to reach from sender to receiver. So all these lines are in a parallel. All these lines, instead of lines I will say all these wires, they are in parallel, and every wire is consuming 1 bit. Okay, so this is about a parallel communication diagram. Now next communication is serial communication. Once you will understood parallel communication, then serial communication is very easy again. So this serial communication, this involves the transmission of data is sent bit by bit in a sequence along a single line. Now in this line only, or in this point only, you will understand that in parallel communication we require 8 wires, but and that 8 wires consuming either 0 or 1 binary code for the data transmission. But in serial communication it requires only a single wire, and that single wire is carrying 8 bits or that binary code in terms of 0 or 1 in a sequence. This is very important. The bit of word are transmitted sequentially and not simultaneously. This simultaneously word will match with the parallel transmission, but this sequentially word will match with this serial communication, because we are sending the bits one by one in a sequence, not simultaneously, just like parallel communication. Data transfer rate is considerably less than the parallel data transmission. As you know that parallel is having more data transmission speed. If you compare with it, serial communication is having less less data transmission capacity. It is cheaper since far fewer conductors are required. Only one wire is required for data transmission, so it is what cheaper than the parallel communication. If you talk about a example, a car, when number of microcontrollers are used, the connections between them are by a serial data transmission. So normally in a car they are using, the technology is using serial data transmission. Means they are using a single wire, and from that single wire they are transferring data from different panels into the car. Then convergent devices are required at interface between the sender and receiver. Now this point is very important, because at the sender location, and if from sender to the wire, if we talk about this connection, already at a sender level we used to have a 8 bits, but once we are transferring into a single wire one by one, then we need a converter or convergent device over there. So we need to change the data type from parallel to series. At a sender unit, the data will be available in parallel, but if we transfer to the single wire, then we need to send in serial pattern. So convergent device should be there in between sender and that starting of that wire. Similarly, we require another convergent device at receiver end, because receiver end it will catch the data in terms of 8 bit, but the data coming from that single line is what in a sequence of 8 bit. So receiver end also require convergent device. So this is very important point in serial communication. Now some of the advantages are there serial communication. First is, in serial transmission mode only one communication channel is required. This is the first advantage, which gives less cost. Serial transmission reduces cost of transmission over parallel. This is simple again. So what will be the disadvantage of this? Transfer rate. If you compare the transfer rate of this serial to parallel, obviously this serial will have the low speed as compared to the parallel. So it was about a serial communication. Next we will see the diagram of serial communication. This is sender end, this is receiver end. Sender end will contain 8 bits and receiver end also contain 8 bit, but in this is a single wire we are using in serial communication, and these are the bits we are transferring as a data in a sequence. So you can see here, this is the parallel situation, this is series, this is parallel. So over here and over here we require convergent device, parallel to series and series to parallel. So this is about a serial communication. 8 bits are sent one after another. Now again there are some types of serial communication. Basically there are two types. First is asynchronous communication and another is what, synchronous communication. Now we will understand this how this helps the serial communication to transfer a data. So first of all we will see asynchronous communication. So in asynchronous communication, serial transmission occurs in asynchronous. Actually these are the two types, but in this asynchronous we are going to lead. Both the transmitter and receiver computers are not synchronized. It means in this sender and receiver they are not synchronized. Now not synchronized means in what sense, that we have to see. The receiver needs to know where one character starts and stops. If you are sending data from sender to receiver, that receiver should understand where that end of the 8 bit is there, so it will catch that 8 bit as a one word. So he should know where is the starting of 8 bit and where is the ending of 8 bit. So each having its own independent clock signal. Now this is very important. That is what not synchronized means. What, receiver will work at a different time and sender will have the different time. They are not interlinked with clock signals. So that is what not synchronized or asynchronization between sender and receiver. They both these components or stations will work at a different time basis or signals. The time between transmitted characters is arbitrary or uncontrolled. We can say uncontrolled. The time between sender and receiver is what, uncontrolled, because both are working at different time or clock signal basis. This uses start bit and 8 bit concept. Now this is very important to make receiver comfortable. This system is using start bit and end bit concept. So what it says, if there is a 8 bit, so before that 8 bit 1 bit will be added, and after that 8 bit one more bit will be added. So this addition of initial bit and 8 bit plays the role of start bit and stop bit. So there will be total combination of 10 bits. Okay, so in that middle 8 bits will have the data, and it will have initial bit as a start bit and end bit as a stop bit. So usually in this, 0 will be used as a start bit and 1 will be used as a stop bit. So this is what making receiver comfortable or to identify the words of 8 bit. So this leads or this tends to some disadvantages in the system. Requires extra bits to be transferred. Normally for data transmission we transfer 8 bit, but here we, for identifying 1 byte of 8 bit, we need to add 2 more bits. So it is what, 10 bit, it becomes a 10 bit. So extra bit bits need to transmitted, and due to this what is happening, it reduces the efficiency of that particular line as a data transmission. Now this is the disadvantages of asynchronous communication. Now this is the diagram of asynchronous communication. This is sender, this is receiver, this is direction of flow. Here you can see in between it contains 8 bit. Here is what extra bit added, and here is again extra bit added, so total frame becomes a 10 bit, and this is what gaps between data units. So what is that gap, we are going to say in this example. Now example of this asynchronous is what? Keyboard wirings, file transfer or emails. Suppose keyboard wiring, suppose we will press something on keyboard, it is working with another time domain, and the implementing in the computer, it is what, again another time, and we can have the space in between typing of 2 words or 2 letters or 2 alphabets. So that is what this is space in, or this is the gap. Okay, again file transfer, there is nothing about time dependent, or emails, when it is going to reach we don't know. So that is what the time domain, and they are independent. So this is what asynchronous communication. Now another type of serial communication is what? Synchronous communication. Now here you can see there is no need of a start and stop bits. Asynchronous is what? They are independent as far as time is concerned. So synchronous is what? They are dependent as far as the time is concerned. So this is the key point. So in this there is no need of start and stop bit. Both the transmitter and receiver computer are synchronized, having common clock signals. They are synchronized with common clock signals. Thus characters automatically start and stop always at the same time in each cycle. So in this the receiver will automatically count 8 bit, and it will form a one word on word or one character. That is the task of receiver, because it is what? Synchronized with common clock signal. The bit stream is combined into longer frames which may contain multiple bytes. Multiple bytes means what? More than 8 bits, and they are combined with longer frames, and that longer frame transmission takes place between sender to receiver, and from that longer frame receiver identify that 8 bit, and it will make one word out of that, and it will display. The receiver counts the bit as they arrive and group them in 8 bit units. That is what I told you. Receiver counts the bits as they arrive and groups them into 8 bit units. For example, its example, if we talk about the example is what? Real time streaming media. Now you just watching the news, so in that that person who is taking news at that particular field or at that particular area, so whatever exactly happening over there, we are watching it on the TV. So it is what? Time domain, or we can say it is synchronized with clock signals. That's why we are able to watch the exact field situation in the TV. So that is what a real time streaming media. Even we can talk about video conferencing. Now what is this video conferencing? Some of the department in our college, they are taking the lectures on Zoom. So this is what one kind of video conferencing. Again it is what? Combined with common clock signal. So whatever the delivering lecture delivered by that particular staff at one end, that will listen by all the students at another end. Okay, so this is what? Synchronous communication. This is the diagram of synchronous communication. this is sender, this is receiver, this is direction of flow. Now this is what a frame which contain 8 bit characters. This is what one character or one word of 8 bytes. This is another 8 bytes character or word. It will be transferred from sender to receiver. So like this, receiver will identify 8 bit and it will form a word. So this works like this. This synchronous communication works. Now this is the end of today's session. We have seen a very important bit, that is communication system. In that, serial communication system, sorry, parallel communication system, then serial communication system. In serial communication system, again we have seen asynchronous communication system and synchronous communication system. So today I will come with the next bit from this topic. Up to that, you stay home, stay safe. Thank you very much.